Hey guys, Cole here. Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. I know I haven't been posting very much recently since I was on a little bit of a holiday, but I'm back now. We have new champions in the game, which I'll be covering once I get access to the test server. So today we're doing an old-fashioned account. Well, I'm not gonna call it a takeover. It's more like a checkup since the account does have the team built already. He's just looking for maybe an improvement, maybe a change to the team, which is the old-fashioned budget unkillable with Maneater and Painkeeper, right? This is the team right here with the ninja actually in it. We've got Frozen Banshee, and we even have this boy right here, Taragi the Frog, which is actually used as the slow boy. So if you've never seen these teams before, the whole idea is it's called budget unkillable since what the team does is it uses up just one Maneater with barely any gear on. You just need to get the right speed. You have the Painkeeper on, and this way you get a team going to 50 turns. It becomes unkillable. It's the cheapest way to do it. It was the cheapest way, at least, but ever since we also got the Mytha, there's more the Mytha teams as well who can be comparable to this one in terms of budget. But anyway, and it does use Ninja, which is not accessible to everyone, unfortunately, but it is something that many players out there do have if they've been playing for more than a year. So Ninja is amazing for damage potential, and this team specifically uses a Ninja for it to work. We've got Frozen Banshee and Taragi in there. But what I'll be doing in this account, I've thought about a team change already to use Firekin the Fat plus Ninja in there and Frozen Banshee just to see a little bit of an upgrade in terms of damage. Just to compare what we had before is that this team did about 20 to 23, 24 million on Nightmare Clan Boss. There was no test on Ultra Nightmare, but I'm guessing that on Ultra Nightmare, the damage should have been around the 4 key mark. Anything above 17 million to 18 million is the 4 key mark. Under 24 million is where you need to be pushing, trying to get into the 3 key territory. So you do the Ultra Nightmare run and the Nightmare run the same day. So what we'll be doing, I have the team pretty much saved up already here on Deadwood Jedi website. So here's the team right here. Here are the new speeds that I'll be going for. I'll be going for a 248 on Maneater, a 223 on Painkeeper, which I think is what we have right now, and a 223 on Ninja. No, or a 220, I think, on Ninja. I think it still works. Yeah, 220. Yeah, I was confused why it was 223 there. And then Franking the Fat at 188 and Frozen Banshee at a 123. So all of these will work together. I'll explain the custom AI, but first I'm going to go and change the gear on everybody. So what you want to be looking for is first cover the speeds. When you're building a budget unkillable, you want to cover the speeds first. And then once you are okay with the speeds, then you go for more stats such as damage and of course accuracy. Accuracy is the most important on champions such as Frozen Banshee, Ninja, and Franking the Fat. That was going to be pretty much, ideally you want to have everything, right? Crit rate, crit damage, accuracy, speed, attack on everybody. But it's not possible if the account is still working its way up and is still growing. So let me just get started with this and we'll see where we are by the end. So here's the team. Let's go over their speeds. I'll look at the gear. I'll show you the gear a little bit later and how you should build it up for the Spirit Affinity with basically delaying Painkeeper. So the way that this works is Frozen Banshee is the slow boy with the A2 disabled. You don't need to disable it, but anyway, 44,000 health, lowest defense if you can. So the health needs to be the highest of all of the team, and then the lowest defense of all of the team. 1 to 2 speed, no life drinker mastery. You could go crit rate if you have it, then good amount of accuracy. Then we go Firekin, focusing on the A3 first as priority. Get those extra buffs and killing power through this, but it's not a 4-to-3 ratio. So I went with 100% crit. Try to go to 100% crit on everybody. Good amount of accuracy, good crit rate, good crit damage, 188 speed. This was very strict, I found, so I couldn't go up or down. We have Ninja here. We open up with the A1 and then go A2. So this will be a manual setup. And then you have the hail burn on second priority. So the A3 needs to go like that. So it's a very quick setup that you follow. Painkeeper, opening up with the A1. You can then set it up as auto, but I have it as combat tactics next. And then A2 right after, 2 to 3 speed. And then 247 on Maneater with this goes to 100% when the gloves will be maxed out, so that's okay. No accuracy required, and you shouldn't go for it since the decreased attack will land, and attack if you can, but again, defense needs to be at a good amount. So you see Painkeeper there with the second highest health, but still a good amount of defense. These are like the golden rules when building these teams. So we go in there. Although I had it just start on auto, we want to get Ninja to do his skill. So the A1, which is there, we get this, and then basically we do all of the skills that everybody should until Ninja goes, and Ninja has to do his A2 right here instead of the A3. So reduce the cooldown. So Ninja goes the A2. Can basically put it on auto after this, but it's A3 from Frozen Banshee, and then this should get a heal now from Painkeeper, and then the target, it becomes Frozen Banshee. So ideally you'll see the Unkillable buff right before the AoE 1 and still standing right before the AoE 2, and then the Unkillable buff only on the slow target by the time the stun comes, so that the slow boy, slow girl gets attacked by the single target hit and still remains alive. That's the idea behind this budget Unkillable team. We're still not fully unkillable, as you saw there, but it's fine. The boss is not hitting that crazy. Should be getting hit pretty soon. There it is. Turn count 6. That's when it ramps up and you'll see the errors in the team possibly. Boom, there's Frozen Banshee. We should see an unkillable here. Boom, there it is. Get hit. Okay. It's looking unkillable so far. Working nicely. At a 3.6 million on turn count 7. We're looking close to a 3 key. That's my goal with this team. I will see by the end of it. I'm not seeing many debuffs there on the top, which kind of sad. That's going to ramp up our damage. Okay, let's see. Boom, we remain unkillable, so turn count 9. I'll let this go on for a little bit, and then when we come back, I'll show you the gear exactly and how to set it up for Spirit Affinity on Ultra Nightmare, and then for Nightmare, and also Spirit Affinity, I guess. You always need extra slow boy targets, by the way, for each affinity. This is the bad thing about this unkillable setup, but it gives you a good potential of damage, and you get those good rewards. Just like that, we passed the 2 key Ultra Nightmare mark. I did not expect it. I thought it was going to be lower. I thought it was going to be like a 3 key team, but obviously as you get more retaliation procs, the HP burns from Ninja, I'm expecting a lot of damage out of that guy for this run. Ninja is just so good. It's crazy, but this is a very specific team with Farkin the Fat, Ninja working together to get a good amount of damage going, and you will probably be at the 40 million mark. Smite also plays a huge role in the team's power. But yeah, it's crazy on how good this can be. The 2 key ultra nightmare means you can also do a 1 nightmare run and even a brutal run if you have the time throughout the day. So yeah, boom, the team died at exactly 40.41 million damage. That is insanely good. Look at Ninja doing 20 million damage and Frozen Banshee at 9 million. Back in the Fan at 7 million. Painkeeper and Maneater don't even have masteries, so no War Master on them yet, but we still managed to get a good amount of damage. So let me take you through and show you their gear and masteries and how you can change it up for Nightmare as well and the rotation to follow. So starting up with the Ninja, at the top we have just one Cruel set, no Lifesteal set, no nothing. We have the skills fully maxed out. Looking at those stats, again, 220 speed, 100% crit, as I explained at the start. What I was looking for is anything above 2000 defense. The blood shield ring is not required, but it's good to have. And then you're looking for good stats, okay? You're looking for accuracy, speed, crit damage if possible, defense percent of the substats, as you see there. Attack percent of the chest piece, that's great for Ninja. Anything for Ninja that gives him more power would be amazing. Critical damage gloves would be a huge upgrade for the future for this champion, but the 220 speed is gonna be amazing for him for the amount of turns he'll be taking, plus, you know, the extra damage boost that he gets from Farrakhan the Fat, okay, from the buffs. So you know, better amulet here, crit damage amulet. If this was available, just look at how many accessories we have on the account. With a crit damage amulet, with defense on the substats and accuracy, would probably allow me, if I could push accuracy elsewhere as well, to remove this accuracy banner and go even for an attack banner. It all depends on what you have, right? So the 3,800 mark on the attack is crazy good, but still you can get even higher on Ninja, and that's going to boost him up because of his passive, where this increases Ninja's attack by 10%, right? And critical damage up, but the attack is huge, to be increased by 100% by the end of the run. We had War Master here. Okay, War Master and kill streak, although it doesn't really matter. I should have gone for methodical on Ninja, but I did go for sniper and master hexer, and of course the support tree right there. And then going forward to the epics, we have Farrakhan the Fat. Again, the gear, I barely had any sets completed, so I had the accuracy set there, 188 on the speed exactly. Again, over 2000 defense, over 30,000 health. Skills are all maxed out, and masteries, of course, on Farrakhan the Fat. You could go for here for Master Hexer for his duration of debuffs if you want to. War Master, of course, essential, and this one, the Life Drinker Mastery, is also essential when you're trying to build up these champions for this specific team. We have we have Maneater after Farrakhan the Fat, and you ideally want to go for War Master, but this is still work in progress as the guy's still farming for masteries, but you go for that. You go defense route. You don't need the support tree unless you are really having issues with the speed on the account. 247, over 2000 defense, and you just go for more damaging stats, really. What you're looking for, obviously, on these champions is to replace eventually the critical rate gloves and go for critical damage gloves with the critical rate on the substat. And then next up, we have Frozen Banshee, who will be our slow boy, okay? For this run, at least, she was with the lowest amount of defense that you can, the highest amount of health that you can, 122 speed, 123 is okay, 245 accuracy. Masteries, you go for War Master if possible. These are still not farmed, even on Frozen Banshee, but we did have Cycle of Magic. And eventually you want to be replacing these slow boy targets. So with a Force champion against Spirits, and then with a Spirit champion against Magic. Okay, so you don't get Farrakhan the Fat being attacked. Ideally this is what you want to be doing. And then finally you have Painkeeper with the lifesteal set. This is the best one, I think, for these setups, since it saves you a lot of headache with how this team works, and her healing to full through the lifesteal set plus eventually the War Master mastery it's gonna give you a lot of healing back. But we didn't even have actually War Master on her, so 3 champions without War Master, and we still managed to get 40 million damage, which is insane. So for the rotation, well, these are the speeds that you want to follow. Okay, Maneater, Painkeeper, Ninja, Farrakhan, slow target. Okay, that can be anything. Painkeeper and Ultraman needs to go with the A1 first, and then it's auto. Ninja A1, A2, as you saw me doing, and then auto. But for Spirit Affinity, you want the PK, so Painkeeper, to delay heal until turn 5, and then Farrakhan to delay the A3, which is the ally attack, until turn 7. And let me show you exactly what this looks like on the calculator. So here in the calculator, if I do it on Spirit, then you see it all gets messed up. So we want to be delaying the as I said here, the heal until turn count 5. So the heal is the A2. You want to delay it all the way up to here. Okay, turn 5, where it says turn 5. Yeah, that's where you want to be delaying that. And because of the speed down applied by the boss on Painkeeper, you want to have her basically doing the A1s more frequently, so she remains in tune. And then to keep the team in tune, we want to have Farrakhan the Fan, since he does this A3, which is annoying, to turn 7. So all the way here, Farrakhan the Fan, where he gets a turn 7, right here, you want to delay the A3 all the way until there. So if I actually show you here, if I delay it, there's on turn 6, and boom, there it is on turn 7. And then after this, for you guys to easily check, is you just go down the line and see, is the A3 applied here? Let's say on turn 39, yes, everybody gets a turn, everybody here gets a turn, but except for the frozen banshee, so the slow target who does the poison sensitivity here, she won't take a turn here, so she'll still have the buff available when the stun hits. The heal will go right here, and this is how it works. Right, it should look something like this for your team to be right. Check it on the calculator just to make sense for Ultra Nightmare. And then for Nightmare, okay, you keep the same speeds. This is Nightmare, and this is the rotation that you follow. So you do Maneater A2 first, then the A1, then auto. So here on the top, you would see the delay on the A2, and then probably delay on the A3 right up to here, okay. And then we have Painkeeper A1, A1, and then auto. So you delay basically everything for 2 turns, and then auto. So you want to get the heal right before the end here. Yeah, Farrakhan the Fan starting with the A3, A1, then auto. So Farrakhan the Fan starts A3, then he does the A1, and then auto. And then you have Ninja A2, A1, auto. So A2, he starts with the A2 first. Then he goes with the A1 here. So Ninja should be going with the A1. And then it should be auto where he does the A3, since it's going to be priority. And this should be right about here. It becomes unkillable on Maneater. You see him here. Turn count 12 is where this becomes unkillable. But since Maneater will be doing the A2 here, we will be protected from the debuff. And as long as Frozen Banshee, all right, gets a stun always, we should be okay. Even if she gets a stun and doesn't have the unkillable, the block debuff buff, you should be okay. So do a screenshot of this. This is a rotation for Ultra Nightmare on top and Nightmare on the bottom. And this is how it works. If you want the rotation for Brutal, let me know down below in the comments, and I'll reply to your comment with the Brutal version of this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you're ever interested for a takeover, just send me a message over on Discord, and I'll respond when I have the time. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you soon. See ya.